All right, today we coming to you with another episode of Autoglass Tech Talk, and we got a super special guest with us, right? We got Abby. Y'all know her work. Y'all might not know her name and her face with it, but I'm sure y'all seen it from Glassbytes to AGSC to any and everything related to AGRR. So how you doing today, Abby?
I am doing fantastic, Corey. How are you?
I'm good. So thank you for joining us. And so just starting out, right? You contribute to a lot of different things, right? So tell us a little bit more about all the different platforms you contribute to and what all you actually do.
Yeah, so let's start with the Autoglass Safety Council, which you guys, I know both of you are very familiar with, sets the AGRS standard for the industry. And I am the communications manager for the Autoglass Safety Council, which means, for registered member shops that get a regular newsletter, we've been doing it weekly recently. So weekly in your inbox, you can see a whole bunch of news related to the Autoglass Safety Council, important announcements for upcoming stuff. I do social media for the Autoglass Safety Council, and I also help connect, if there are outside media outlets who are looking for autoglass experts, I can help connect them to experts within the Autoglass Safety Council to answer their questions. So that's what I do for the Autoglass Safety Council. And then as far as AGRR magazine and then Glassbytes e-newsletter goes, Glassbytes it's the e-newsletter for AGRR magazine. It goes out 3 times a week, Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays. And that is kind of like the latest or breaking news within the industry, what people need to know in that moment. And I try to stay on top of everything that I can and get everything that's useful in there. And then AGRR is kind of more like big picture stuff. I'll do, looks at in some of the recent issues we've done, how do you know when it's time to add recalibration to your autoglass shop?
Right.
Chris, I've chatted with you recently about one that we do for, how to stay healthy,
Yes.
to be a good technician, to be a better technician. So yeah, that's what I do for those.
So, like, really, you are one of the few people who has your hand and ears in every aspect of the industry.
I do. I'd like to say that I keep on top of everything more than I actually do, but I think I'm doing a pretty good job. So we'll
Yeah.
we'll try.
We'll give you a thumbs up. You're doing good.
Yeah, you doing
Okay,
good.
good, good, good.
So we're midway through the year now. What are some of the biggest stories that you've covered now or wrote about?
Yeah. So, I think probably the first one that's on everybody's mind is a story or multiple stories on everything that's been going on with State Farm and some changes with insurance and recalibration and whatnot. Those things make a really, really big impact in the industry and on people's livelihoods. So that's something that I was really glad to report about with the help of, others at Key Media and Research. But, well, I say glad to report about in the sense that I was glad to get that news out there to everybody. Obviously, it's not a fun topic to report on because I know that it does affect everybody so much. And then I've just got my notes here for things to bring up. But um, so the other one is tariffs, how they've been affecting, and that's something that has been changing quite a bit. So kind of trying to stay on top of that and going, okay, here's the latest of how this could affect or is going to affect prices within the industry. And, perhaps how easy or hard it will be to get glass and stuff like that. That's been something that I think that has been a hot topic that I've, really wanted to cover. And then the so Brian Williams' settlement with Safelite, that was a big story. That's been a
Yes,
lawsuit
that
that
was.
was going on for a good couple of years, a good few years. And that was a really big settlement that he received. I know that that was something that was of great interest to everyone in the industry. So it was awesome that we were able to get that news out when that was settled.
Yeah. Nah, you always I sign up for Glassbytes, I get everything with all of that. So one thing, if people aren't signed up for Glassbytes, how do they actually sign up?
Yeah, so you can go to glassbytes.com And then I'm looking at it right now, so that I'm making sure I'm telling you the exact correct information. But then in the banner at the top, it will give you an option that says e-newsletter, and then you just go hit that and hit subscribe, and it'll take you there. There's something very similar on AGRR Magazine's platform that you can subscribe there, which, by the way, that is free. So really, there's no reason not to sign up for that if you want to stay on top of, well, both of them are free, Glassbytes and AGRR. So there's really no reason not to sign up for that if you want
Right.
to stay on top of news in the industry.
Right.
Right. Yeah, you're right. There's no reason not to sign up, and it's always cool stuff in there. It's informational stuff. It's just anything auto glass related you can learn something from. So if you're not signed up, sign up for it. And with us being about 90 days out from Auto Glass Week, right? The tagline is the industry's biggest showdown, right? So tell us more. What could one expect from Auto Glass Week?
Yeah, so there is a ton of stuff that's going on. There's a bunch of new stuff this year, which we will be talking about as we go on, I know. But for those who haven't been to Auto Glass Week before, there is so many companies from the industry. I don't want to say every single one because always there's ones out there that, might not be there, but we have the list. You can go to autoglassweek.com and look at the list of companies that will be there. There's companies for just about every part of the industry, from adhesives to the glass itself to repair resins, a whole bunch of stuff. And so it's a really great place to see the materials that you're going to be working with, whether that's tools or the glass itself, or ADAS equipment that you're looking for, to see it in person, kind of touch it, feel it, talk with the, representatives at the sponsor booths, as well as there is a ton of great educational sessions. I am super excited about some of the educational sessions that are coming along this year, that really provide a lot of value for, as I was mentioning earlier, there's some tough stuff going on in the industry. And so having the value of the expertise of all the people that are going to be providing education, both in the educational sessions, but then also on the show floor, there is going to be live demonstrations, training, and stuff there. But having that knowledge, that education from those experts, I think will be incredibly useful to, anyone who decides to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of good, educational seminars and just seminars,
Yeah.
and there's a lot of new stuff going on, so even for someone who's been multiple times, I'm still looking forward to it.
Yeah. Now,
Oh,
whether you're a
yes,
seasoned vet
definitely.
in the industry or not, or a newbie, you're gonna learn something being there, just brushing shoulders with people, seeing stuff, hearing stuff, and just in between the seminars, when you're in those hallways and stuff, and you're going from
Yep.
different meetings, and just even walking towards the show floor, you always meet somebody. I read the badges to see what city you from. You might find someone in your city that you never knew was there or you never networked with. So it's a great networking opportunity to learn during seminars on the show floor, and from that, and then even when you walk over on the tent side, you learn a whole lot of stuff from what's
Yep.
over there to even potentially generate more revenue. I see a lot of auto glass guys that end up getting involved in tent, or tent guys that get involved in like windshield
Yeah.
repair, because they go hand in hand. They kind of complement each other, and they don't take away from your existing business. It actually help you generate more revenue.
Yep. I agree. I'm always looking for the Texas badges on the hallway too.
Yeah.
Okay, so, uh, what can someone expect who wants to compete? Can you, like, go over that of how they apply and then what goes on from there?
Sure. Yeah. So I will start off by saying there is going to be a lot more information that I can get into today on the Auto Glass Week website, just because, we don't have time and you guys don't need me to bore you with details. But on autoglassweek.com, there is at the option and once, or at the top, excuse me. And once again, I'm going to be looking directly at it so that I can make sure that I'm telling you the correct information. But so at the very top banner on the Autoglass website, or excuse me, let me start that over again. At the very top banner of the Autoglass Week website, which is www.autoglassweek.com, it has, a selection for competing, and you can go in there, find a ton of information about how to register and whatnot. So you would go and register there. And the nice thing about that is registering as a competitor, then you're always, excuse me, when you're registering as a competitor, you're already then automatically in for the awards banquet and whatnot that is at the end of Autoglass week and whatnot as well. And then the website also has a ton of information about the prize purses that you would get for winning the various competitions, as well as what you can expect during those competitions, and all that fun stuff itself. Now, I will say it's better to register if you're thinking about competing. It's better to register sooner rather than later. The CSR competition deadline is coming up July 9th.
Mhm.
And then the recalibration competition deadline is coming up July 16th. And so those are both, better to register for sooner rather than later. And then the other competition, repair and replacement competitions, those deadlines are coming up soon as well. So again, if you're thinking about competing, it'd be good to register now.
Yeah, so it's coming up. So register now if you're going to compete, but just register to go to the show, right? It's been 10 years since it's been on the West Coast. So if you haven't been, you should sign up. No reason why not to. And Reno's a cool spot, right? So where we all can connect in the industry and all of that little bit, right? So if someone is looking to like go to the show, right? Can you explain the fees? Like if you just want to walk the show or if you want to attend seminars, like what's that about?
Yeah, so there's two different registration types. One is full registration, and that gets you into pretty much everything, if that makes sense. The educational sessions, the floor, anything you'd want to see there. And then a lot of the optional events as well. One of the ones that it doesn't get you into is the mystery dinner, which we will talk about later. But that gets you into pretty much everything. That is right now, it costs $560 to register, but there is a discount code, which I will get to in a minute. That takes $125 off of that cost. So, and that discount code isn't going to be around forever. So it's, best to register
Use
sooner
it
rather
now.
than later for that one. Exactly. Now, the other type of registration is partial. And that's the one where if you just want to walk around the floor and absorb the ton of great stuff that's there, both, the sponsor booths, then also there's going to be training, and, live demonstrations and whatnot on the floor as well. That is $125. But if you use the discount code, then that actually is free. So there's even more incentive to sign up for that right now. And then that code is, and I
Here we go.
apologize, I thought that I had it written down, but I don't.
Well,
So let me pull that up really quick.
And we'll drop the
And then
code
that,
below.
yeah.
yes, thank you. But yeah, the code is, and I'll send it to you guys, but it's DAGR25G.
There you go. So you
Okay.
can get into the show for free or I pay a couple
Yeah.
$100 to go to all the seminars, right? So why not? You know what I mean? The question is, we put it back on y'all, right? Why not? Like, it's a good
Yep.
show to go to. It's a ton of information there. So ask yourself, why not? Why don't I want to go to the show? But it's like I said, you got a free option right now. If you act now, you can see competitions. You can actually be in a competition. Like we all got that competitive edge about us. So if you want to compete, whether it's from the repair to replacement to customer service, like, hey, do a skill check. See where you at with your skills. See where you stand with others within the industry. So you should do that. And Drift put you on the spot, brother. You actually, I saw a thing that somebody posted yesterday. You actually doing one of the seminars, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's first year doing one of the seminars. I got suckered into a couple of them actually. So
Yeah.
no, it should be really fun. I'm looking forward to it myself.
Yeah, so we got industry experts, people giving you insight who actually are boots on the ground doing work in the industry and making the industry better. So if you're not going to Autos Glass Week, the question is, why aren't you going? So, it's a bunch of resources there for you to do that. And so now let's talk about it. We got the
Yeah.
competitions out of the way. We got the watching demonstrations. We got networking. We got seminars out of the way. But all those end, and then it's time for some entertainment. So tell us more about some of the events that we got going on after all the work has been done.
Some of the fun stuff.
Well, Yes. So, one of the ones that I am most excited about is AGSC's 90s bash. That's going to
Okay.
be on the first evening.
Looking forward to
Yeah,
this
that's
one.
going to be. Oh, yeah, me too. It's going to be on the evening of September 9th at the Atlantis Casino and Resort. And there's going to be a Flyest to Fit award there. So please wear your best 90s outfits. And, 90s themed decorations, food, all that fun stuff. It really is going to be a blast. And the reason that we're doing that is for AGSC, it is the 25th anniversary of the AGRRR standard, which obviously takes us back to 99 as when that was founded. So that'll be a lot of fun.
There you go. Yeah, it's a 90s theme party. Like, I'll be there. I'm gonna go to it. So y'all should come to it, but also make it part of the 90s theme. If y'all are gonna come, dress up. Let's go back to the 90s. You know what I mean? So if you are going, do something
Let's
90s
get some
related.
let's get some 90s haircuts going, I don't wanna be the
Oh,
only one there with
absolutely.
the mullet, so
Drift with the mullet. I like that. So
Yep,
yeah,
it's
90s.
gonna
So
be
yeah.
long, I got a few more months, so it's
Perfect.
gonna be
Yes.
long, ready to go, Joe Dirt status.
There you go. So what about the
Uh,
mystery dinner? That's always a big hit for meeting different
yeah,
people. So what's with the
Oh,
mystery?
yes. Yeah, so that is going to be groups of, you have to register for it beforehand. And again, all that information is going to be on the website for you. But you register for it beforehand. And what happens is there's groups of, I want to say around 5, that will get randomly put together and assigned to tables at different restaurants
Mhm.
throughout Reno. Um, uh, Corey and Chris, did either of you go to the mystery dinner last year? Are you
Yeah,
familiar?
no,
yeah.
I didn't know
Okay.
about it last year.
Well, perfect. One of you did, one of you didn't. So that's awesome. It'll be a great perspective there. But yeah, I went and sat with a table, and it was people from across the industry. I sat with a shop owner who had a few different shops in his region, another one where it was a small business that mainly focused on like construction equipment glass, if I'm remembering correctly. Some people who were in like AI systems businesses and whatnot. So it was a really great conglomeration of people from across the
Right.
industry. And all you're doing is you're sitting there chatting with each other, eating a great meal. Um, and so it's a really great way, especially if you're there and you don't know any other people, or you're just interested in meeting other people anyway, to do that. So
Yeah. Now it's a good way to network with people because you
Yeah,
don't people every like this is a hodgepodge of people from all over, right? So you get to network with people, hear about people's story, whether like you talk to somebody in Arkansas and they're like, hey, I'm in California, but hearing a different perspective from different things. And just hearing what other
yeah.
people are doing, like just from simple stuff from like what do we do for online marketing and things like that, or just learning about something you didn't even know anything about. So going to that dinner is kind of cool, and it gets you out your comfort zone, right? So jump out the
yeah,
box, do something
Exactly.
different, join the sign up for it for the mystery dinner because it's a cool thing.
it is. I'm looking forward to it. I like networking with people no matter what anyways, that's what I'm doing the most at the show, so
Oh,
okay,
yeah.
I got a question for you, Abby. Is there a seminar or education session that you are looking forward to for yourself the most at all?
So one that I think that I will learn and grow from is the marketing seminar. Because, with the Autoglass Safety Council, that's part of what I'm doing with my communications role is helping get the information about the Autoglass Safety Council out there. So I think that that's one I will sit and listen to. We have several experts from the industry who do an incredible job with marketing for their own businesses, that will be leading that session.
There you go.
That's a
Well,
good
we
one.
appreciate you for all the information, and one, thank you for your hard work from all the things that you do within the
Yes.
industry. And shout out to everybody who's along with you on your team. I know a lot of them personally, so I try to name some of them. Nicole Rubio, shout out to her. She do a real cool job.
Yes.
Trisha from the judging, from the competition stuff. Shout out to her. Tina Czar, shout out to y'all. So it's a lot of people I know. Probably can't name everybody, but shout out to everybody that's a part of the team to make that actually work out. And again, to everybody watching this, if you haven't been to Autoglass Week, again, we want you to ask yourself, why not this year? Why don't you want to come this year? From just a couple $100 for all the seminars to going for free. We'll drop a comment below with the actual promo code so you can actually take advantage of that. And if you ever have any questions or concerns, AGRR, they actually got a social media name. Abby also has a social media name if you want to ask questions. And one thing that she didn't say what I said for, they always have questions. You run polls or questions sometimes in the groups asking for
Yes.
content or for questions about anything. If you have a news story idea, hey, send that to her. Or if you have questions, just hit her
Please
up.
do.
She is super responsive. She's taking time to talk to us today, and she'll take time to, help you out, answer your question, or utilize the story that you might have. So, well, cool. Well, appreciate both of y'all for y'all time. Y'all take care and keep crushing it the rest of the week.